Hey, I'm Hildeblum. I'm a partnered content creator through NovaRO's partnership program. If you're interested in making NovaRO related content like this and want to gain Nova Point rewards for doing so, I've left a link to Nova's forum post on how to get started in the description below. If you play NovaRO, you're probably familiar with these notifications. Like most players, you've probably even turned them off by typing the command @listenbg. So what is Battlegrounds, and how do I get started? Battlegrounds is a matchmaking-based PvP game mode that any player can take part in once they've reached level 175. By typing the command @joinbg or @partybg if you're in a party of 2 people, you'll be placed in the matchmaking queue. And once enough players are in the queue, you'll be placed on either the red or blue team and a match will start. Happy Hour is an event that occurs multiple times daily where you'll receive a 50% bonus to the Valor badges you're rewarded with for completing a round. Happy Hour with MVP cards disabled runs at 1, 6, 12, and 18 server time. If you've got MVP cards, you can play with those at 9 and 22 server time. You can check when the next happy hour is at any time by typing the command @events. Battlegrounds will allow you to easily complete your weekly combat training quest if you don't want to farm Bio 5, earn Valor badges for crafting glorious weapons, or even just for buying bubblegums to use or sell, gain additional siege tokens after partaking in War of Imperium, useful for purchasing gears in the siege token shop or crafting items like Prismatic Protection Card or Challenger's Blindfold. And last but not least, it's a ton of fun. There's always easy access large-scale PvP during Happy Hour. It's kinda like getting to play a bunch of tiny woes. The first step to being an effective Battlegrounds player is to make sure you have the proper gear. Many players think it's expensive to gear up for any PvP content, but it's actually nearly free for beginners. Use the command @gobg and talk to the Rune Knight on the right to get a recruit set. This set used to be much weaker, but since it got buffed, the main pieces are almost equivalent to a real WoW set, at least in terms of how much demi-human resistance you'll gain. By wearing the full 3-piece set, you'll even gain resistance to being frozen, as if you were wearing a mark card. The one PvP-specific item purchase I would say is necessary for every beginner BG player is a combat knife, as long as your class can wear it. It should cost you about 4 million zenny. Once you have your full recruit set on, you'll have 60% demi-human reduction, so the 10% from combat knife is effectively a 25% damage reduction. Think of it this way. With 60% reduction, you're only taking 40% damage. Subtract 10 from that and you're taking 30%. You've actually just reduced 1/4 of your damage taken. If you're playing a class like Archbishop that can't wear combat knife, go for a regular old long mace for 10% range damage reduction. If you're unfamiliar with the rules of BG, you might not know that you don't actually need to use your own consumables. If you talk to Telma here, you'll be able to use Valor badges you've gained in Battlegrounds to purchase things like plus 10 and 20 stat foods, Mega White Potions, and Guyak Puddings that are usable only in Battlegrounds. Just be careful about how many potions you're holding in your inventory at a time. Shadow Chaser's Masquerade debuff success rate depends on the percentage of your weight capacity that you are currently using. Krieger von Midgard, or KVM, is the crowd favorite game mode since it packs the most action into the shortest time. It's basically just team elimination, so whichever team kills the other first wins. It's the only game mode where you can't respawn and go back into battle. Conquest is the longest of the game modes. It's basically a miniature 2nd edition War of Imperium squeezed into 5 to 15 minutes. Just like in WoW, the goal on offense is to destroy both Guardian Stones, then the barricades so you can go break the Imperium. On defense, your job is to prevent all of that from happening. The defending team will have access to a set of flags that will each teleport you to a different location. You'll have to figure out on your own where each of these takes you. Triple Inferno is a 3-team deathmatch. Kill your opponents to gain skulls, and then bring those skulls to your team's flag. The first team to 20 skulls wins. If you see your teammate die, try to stop the enemy from taking their skull to the flag. In Guardian Battle, both teams have a Guardian that they need to defend from the enemy team. Occasionally, a Ballista Guardian will appear in the middle of the map. You can take ammunition from behind your team's Guardian all the way to the Ballista Guardian to launch a strike at your opponent's Guardian without ever entering their base. Be careful though, as while you're carrying the ammo, you can't attack or use skills or items, and your movement speed is heavily reduced. Make sure to defend your teammate if you see them carrying it. In Stone Control, there are 6 stones that you can pick up and take to your base. As long as your team holds a stone, you'll gain points periodically. Carrying a stone restricts your skills, items, and movement in the same way that carrying ammo does in Guardian Battle. It might not seem like it belongs in a Battlegrounds guide, but at restock is actually a key tool for any good Battlegrounds player. Whenever you die in game modes other than KVM, you might find that you don't have enough time to get every item you need manually. At restock, we'll make sure you get everything you need fast enough to get back to helping your team. The easiest way to set up at restock is to fill up your inventory with whatever items you want to have available all the time. I usually go with 5 to 7 Mega White Potion boxes, 1 or 2 Blue Potion boxes, some Guyak puddings, 10 boxes of Sunlight, and 2 of each stat food, along with whatever class specific items I need. Next, just type at restock snapshot to save your current inventory as your restock list. Now, every time you die, just talk to the therapist and use at restock. I have it hotkeyed on my Alt-M for easy usage. And that's it. That's pretty much all you need to get started in Battlegrounds. Just remember that there are a lot of things you can only learn through practice, so don't feel bad if you don't have a huge impact in your first few rounds. If you have any questions about how to take your gear further, don't hesitate to DM me or just at Hildablue in the Nova Discord. I hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching.